Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking day, huh? Beautiful out there, huh?
Oh, gorgeous.
All right, this month is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and so in addition to the shows that we are bringing you, there are some shows I've been listening to from other sources, and one of them this morning was talking about how colorectal cancer may be affected by what we eat or don't eat. So I definitely have that as one of my questions when we have Dr. Jason Dominitz on the phone. He's on the phone right now. He is the gastroenterology section chief at the VA Puget Sound Healthcare System and a professor in the Department of Medicine at the University of Washington. Colorectal cancer, it's not a fun topic, but it's something we need to prevent if we can. Dr. Dominitz, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm okay. Where are you right now?
I'm in Seattle.
Well, thank you for getting up early. So I'll tell you right off the bat, what I heard this morning was on another radio show, and they were saying that vegetarians, or what do they call them, pescatarian, the people who eat fish and vegetables, have the best chance of not getting colorectal cancer. Is that true? Have you ever heard that before?
Well, there is an association between diet and colorectal cancer. There's been some evidence that red meat and processed meats do convey some risk of colorectal cancer.
So are you the surgeon? Are you the one who actually goes in there and looks or takes care of the problem?
Yeah, I'm a gastroenterologist, so we do colonoscopy, and we look for colorectal polyps and colorectal cancer, and fortunately, screening has been proven to be able to reduce colon cancer, so we can find polyps and take them out and help prevent cancer from happening in the first place, or diagnose it early and help reduce the chance of death from colon cancer.
Can you help me understand or visualize what a polyp is? You know what I'm picturing? I'm picturing like a piece of skin that's just growing where it shouldn't be growing. I don't even know if that's accurate.
Yeah, that's a good description. It's kind of like a mole. Sometimes it can look like a small mushroom where it has a stalk and then a bulbous head on the end of it. And it's cells that are growing out of control. And by cutting it out with the colonoscope, we can prevent it from spreading into cancer.
And you're doing a clinical trial with participating veterans for your research.
That's right. The VA Confirm study has 50,000 veterans, including veterans from Florida, Gainesville, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, are all participating in this trial. We have over 50,000 veterans who have volunteered to be randomized to either colonoscopy or a home-based, non-invasive test where we test a sample of stool every year to look for blood. If blood's found, then we recommend a colonoscopy. And we're comparing those two screening approaches to see how they compare in terms of reducing colon cancer mortality.
And this is fatal then?
Yeah, unfortunately, about 50,000 Americans die each year from colon cancer. It's the second leading cause of cancer death. About 1 out of 22 men and 1 out of 24 women will get colon cancer in their lifetime. But it can be cured and it can be prevented through screening.
Oh, my gosh. And why are we so scared to get that screening? Is it because there's an embarrassment factor?
That's absolutely part of it. People don't like to talk about their colon or their bowels. We saw some increase in screening around the time that Ronald Reagan had colon cancer and a colonoscopy. We saw a lot more of an effect when Katie Couric had her colonoscopy on TV. Her husband, unfortunately, died from colon cancer at a very young age. So people don't like to talk about it, but it is important to talk about because it is so common. Second leading cause of cancer death.
Are there any symptoms at all early on, or is it one of those things that we don't even feel anything?
Well, yeah, often there are no symptoms until it's later in the course of the disease, which is why we recommend people get screened starting at age 50 for average risk people. People with family history get screened earlier. But some of the symptoms include blood in the stool, abdominal pain, weight loss, change in bowel habits. So if you have symptoms, you should see your doctor and see if you need further evaluation.
Are the veterans that are participating in the trials different ages?
The trial includes veterans from age 50 to 75, and we're going to follow them for 10 years. People are looking at the issue of whether or not screening should be done at earlier ages than that, but in general, the recommendation is 50 to 75.
Do you, should we just go to our normal doctor and say, hey, I heard this radio interview and it got me thinking maybe I should do this? Is that all that is that the big message here? Is it kind of simple?
Yeah, I think it's as simple as that. Go see your doctor, tell them you want to find out if about getting screened. You can learn more about colon cancer screening at the American Cancer Society's website, cancer.org. But, if you have a family history, you absolutely need to be talking to your doctor about the details of your family history, the number of people affected, and how old they were. But even in the absence of that, say, should I get screened for colon cancer?
Yeah.
Is a colon cancer sometimes misdiagnosed?
It could be, but in general, it's a relatively straightforward diagnosis. Colonoscopy is typically the way that colon cancer is diagnosed, because we can go in and see the tumor itself and take a sample at the time of the colonoscopy, and then the pathologist confirms the diagnosis under the microscope.
And is there one VA hospital in particular that spearheads everything that the veteran goes to?
Well, I think people should go to their local VA. The VA has very high rates of colon cancer screening, over 80%, which is better than the general U.S. public is seeing. But we want to get everybody's screening rates up there. For the CONFIRM study, we have 46 centers around the country that participate in the trial.
You know, the thought that came to me, I don't know if it worries me, but it's just a thought. When I hear a report like the one I heard this morning, some people might say, "Oh, I don't really need to get that screening because I eat fish and vegetables, so I'm okay." The good news is you have some information to maybe live a healthier lifestyle. But the bad news is you might think you're safe and maybe you're not. I think you're giving the best advice: get a screening.
That's right. There are things that make it less likely to get colon cancer. You're living a heart healthy lifestyle, exercise, avoiding smoking, not using too much alcohol, things like that. But unfortunately, that doesn't totally protect you. Even people who live a very healthy lifestyle get colon cancer. So I would encourage everyone to get screened according to the guidelines that are out there.
We're out of time, but before we say goodbye, do you have a website you want to direct us to?
Yes, VA research, I would suggest www.research.va.gov. You can learn more about our study, and the American Cancer Society for more about colon cancer.
Dr. Jason Dominitz, thank you for what you do for a living, and thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to us about it.
Great. Thank you, Larry and Robin.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. It looks like President Trump, over some Republicans' objections, will sign off today on new tariffs on imported steel and aluminum.
President Trump said he'll meet with industry executives to discuss formally imposing tariffs. The president tweeting, "We have to protect and build our steel and aluminum industries while at the same time showing great flexibility and cooperation toward those that are real friends and treat us fairly on both trade and the military." The White House has said countries like Canada and Mexico may receive exemptions.
Fox's John Decker at the White House. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says he's seeing from North Korea
potentially positive signals
through communications with South Korea, but he says
in terms of direct talks with the United States, and you asked negotiations, and we're a long ways from negotiations.
Secretary Tillerson today speaking to reporters in Ethiopia. Fox News. We report, you decide.
When hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need to get to a short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Daryl is hired with Indeed.
Using the site saves me a lot of time. It makes my job so much easier.
Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive dashboard. Your time is precious. Let Indeed help you get to your short list of qualified candidates. Post a job at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Hey guys, your prostate should be the last thing on your mind, but the fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Council.
The new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators.